I fault myself that my colleagues don't know more about this program. That's on me. It's my job to inform them about the program. I find it hard to understand how my colleagues could understand the substance of a program when they don't even know the name of the program. And so I think it's, I think it's entirely fair. I think it's entirely fair.
It was called the gang enforcement team.
Well, here's the deal. It's not. It's the gun violence reduction team. And in September of 2017, Portland Police Bureau, and this has been reported to the council, formally rescinded the gang designation policy. And that was done out of request of the community. It was due to identification of that as being a problem by the auditor, and it was done. During the last year, significant changes were implemented in response to the audit on the gang enforcement team investigations and the Get Patrol released by the city officer. PPB does not utilize the at-risk tool, which is identified as the major problem with the old gang enforcement team. So the core platform that was used by that effort no longer exists. The auditor raised, I think, some very valid concerns, but not necessarily concerns I agree with. For example, the mere interactions that you mentioned, Commissioner Hardesty, you're right. This has been a huge issue for decades. The Police Bureau does not collect data on that. And the reason they don't collect data on that, think about the alternative on this. You're walking down the street and a police officer has a mere association, a mere interaction. Good morning. Do you really want them to collect your ID? Do you really want them to ask your race? Do you really want them to ask your gender and how you self-identify? I would argue no. That gets into the realm of creepy. Number two, the auditor identified some issues specific to data related to gang nexus, gang interactions. We don't collect that data anymore. So there is no way we can possibly provide that information. So as you read the auditor dinging us for the collection of data, just ask yourself the legitimate question, do you really want that data collected? I thought that's what we moved away from, and that's why we got rid of utilizing the most at-risk tool. And I applaud the work that the Police Bureau has done over the last year to not only respond to the needs of the community, but to respond to the degree that they can and the degree that I believe they should to the audit. But I'd like the chief, she's our expert, I'd like her to come down and share whatever thoughts she may have.
So, Mayor, while the chief is
Commissioner
coming
Hardesty.
up, thank you. I want to clarify something you said. First, I just want to sanction you on being disrespectful to Commissioner Eudaly and myself. The second thing I want to remind the public of is that what is being called mere conversations are our kids in this community being asked where they're going, where they're coming from, having their backpack checked, asking for ID. That is not mere conversation. That is a stop. When black and brown people are confronted by people with weapons, they do not think that they are free to turn around and walk away. We know what the repercussions of that behavior is, and it is not pretty. And so I do want to have a real conversation about having accountability measures from our police. And the fact that the police changes the name of units, they change how they collect data, because they do not want to be held accountable to the same standards that we set for every other bureau in the city of Portland. And so I am really disappointed, Mayor, that you would take the opportunity to take a pot shot at your colleagues.
So I want to keep this to the budget discussion, but Commissioner Eudaly, I do apologize. I do apologize. Commissioner,
To her, but not to me?
I'm turning to you, and if you'd stop interrupting me, Commissioner, I could get to it. I apologize to you too, but here's the deal. I have listened while we cast aspersion on the employees of this city and not give them the opportunity to defend themselves. Let's hear them out. Let's hear them out.
I'm sorry. Once again, questioning staffing levels, allocation of resources, policies and procedures of the police bureau is not disparaging individual officers. I've stated time and time again that I respect the hard work of many of our officers. I recognize the work is stressful, it is dangerous, and I just refuse to allow this narrative continue from the union, the bureau, or the mayor that I can't have differing opinions without dismissing and disparaging the entire bureau. That's not what this is about. This
Fair
is
enough.
about the smart allocation of our limited resources based on data, not on fear.
Fair enough, thank you. Commissioner, I apologize. Commissioner, I apologize. Let's get to the budget. Chief, I'm not proud of my behavior earlier, Commissioner Eudaly or Commissioner Hardesty. I don't even recognize myself sometimes. This is a very emotional issue. It's an important issue. At the end of the day, it's a budget conversation.
Yes.
And I let my emotion on this issue get the better of me. You deserve better. Commissioner Eudaly, you deserve better, and I apologize. That is not the way I choose to comport myself. And I'm disappointed and I'm embarrassed. And I'm sorry. Now, I do hear an opportunity here as well. I hope that what is clear is there is a lot of disagreement and there is a lot of difference of opinion about what the unit does and how it works and what it should be doing. That is a policy discussion, and regardless of how the vote goes, I think we should engage those policy discussions, and they should be public, and we should talk about what's being done, how it's being done, how it impacts people in the community, and then we won't be put into these situations where we have to have these last-minute back against the wall, tough and often emotional conversations. That's not a good way to create public policy. So that's my pledge to you. But most importantly, the relationships on this council are paramount to me, whether we agree or disagree or anything in between. So I want you to know that, and I apologize.
Apology accepted.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor.
I appreciate that.